Hey all you YouTube people out there, this is another Wi-Fi battle, PBR Wi-Fi, and yeah, so enjoy the battle. This is, yes, my battle. And against someone without a name, it has Glasscore, Kingler, Hitmontop, Eradicate, Pincer, and Hunch Crow. And I have my Tom Pass. And I'm gonna bring Gyarados, and Venomoth, and Vileplume. But I'm gonna bring Venomoth first, then Gyarados, then Vileplume, in that order. So, here goes. Dun, 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 dun. Sonic Park Coliseum, Pikachu face, against the girl this time. I have a lot of girl battles. Yes. She leads with Glasscore and goes for Substitute when I go for Sleep Powder. She was probably predicting right there, so that was pretty good predictions on her part. And then she goes for the Guillotine. And when I saw that, I was like, huh? What? And then I go for Bug Buzz, which, yeah, misses as well. She goes for another Guillotine and misses for a second time, so that's 2 misses. And I go for Bug Buzz, knowing that it'll break the sub. And there it goes. Sub be gone. Okay, so she goes for another sub, predicting that I will Sleep Powder again. But I predict that and go for a Bug Buzz to break it. So sub be gone, and there's Glasscore. And it goes for another substitute, and I go for another Bug Buzz, which is getting really monotonous. Big word alert. And I get a critical hit, which it doesn't matter because it's on a sub, which would have broken anyway. So there you go, sub be gone. And another substitute appears, and he's down to like 10 hit points. And I go for the Bug Buzz to break the last sub that Glasscore is going to be able to make. So now the subs are gone for good. And then they go for Guillotine, and they miss for a third time. So I go for Bug Buzz, and I'm going to take up the Glasscore. So yeah. So all I know that it has is Substitute and Guillotine, so I don't know. And then she goes out into a Pincer, which goes for Earthquake, which is going to hit my Venomoth because it's not flying type. It's poison type. And poison bug. So then I go for Sleep Powder to sleep that Pincer, and then I go into my Gyarados for pre-switch because it's asleep. Go for Intimidate. And then they will switch because they're intimidated and afraid of my huge water snake. And then I go for Ice Fang on the Pincer, but she switches probably just to wall me completely because that's what Kingler does. And then Kingler goes for Guillotine, and this is the 4th one that she's using. And this one actually hits, and unfortunately takes out my Gyarados. So, yeah. 1 out of 4 is pretty lucky on my part, since it's 30% chance, but yeah. And now she goes for Icy Wind, which, I don't know. I was already slower, and I talked right there, and while I was recording, I don't know what I said, but oh well. Then I go for Giga Drain. I know it's Giga Drain, whatever. And I will just totally take that thing down. It goes down to 1 Giga Drain. Taking down by an intense blow. Oh yeah. And then I fully heal myself, and it's still sleeping. So this is her last Pokemon, and I have 2 left. So I'm using acid and just throwing acid around. And they're like, you can't be doing that, so I'm just gonna put you in a guillotine. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. And I go for, what's it, Giga Drain. And it doesn't do nothing. It doesn't do nothing. And then they go for Guillotine, and that's the 6th one, and only 1 is hit, which is really unlucky for them, but really great for me. And I go for Sleep Powder, Yep. I have 2 Pokemon with sleep powder on this team. And I'm using more acid because I'm bad and I use drugs. And I'm using more acid. I'm throwing acid at him. I'm pushing drugs. And then I push more drugs and it eats them, and then because drugs are bad, it dies. It's like, drugs, why did I use them? And then that's my game. Good game, whoever you are, and comment, rate, subscribe, everyone. Yeah, so great battle, a lot of guillotine, and stay awesome.